You know, my daughter who I love dearly, but she is one lazy, sorry, using person.
What is
you
she doing?
So I let her move into my house 3 years ago, and she got 2 twin boys. She does nothing to support. Our agreement was that she would pay $400.
We never had no agreement. We ain't never had no agreement.
$400 on rent.
Hold on 1 second, Miss Faye Foster. Excuse me. We will not have any outbursts like that.
We just gonna sit here and let her say whatever she wants to say.
I'm just going to sit here and let her say what she wants to while I'm speaking to her. And when it's your turn, I will allow you the opportunity to do the same thing. There will be no more outbursts.
Yes,
We're clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, so we agreed that she would pay $400 a month, plus she would pay $275 a month, so I'll put her kids in insurance.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Her mom is also paying the kids' insurance?
Just keeps
the
getting
situation
worse
just keeps getting worse.
Every month.
How can she let her own mother cover $275 every month while she makes excuses?
Okay.
Wait a minute.
To pay her back,
mom is also paying for the
surprise,
insurance for her. How can she let her mom cover $275
If she's earning money from braiding hair and working a job,
she agreed
there's
to
no
pay
reason
her
she can't cover basic
expenses
expenses
for her own children. That's not just
It's just
selfish.
not fair to let her
It's
mom shoulder
downright
all the bills while she
irresponsible.
keeps her entire
It's
income
unfair for her mom to shoulder all the bills
This
and
isn't
working.
just selfish. It's
She should
downright
be able to have
irresponsible.
earning money.
And since she's been there, she's maybe given me a total in 3 months of $200. It's always some excuse why she couldn't pay. And I told her, I'm on a fixed income, and I'm doing all this for you and the kids. I'm buying the food, paying the electricity. I'm the one get up and take them to school in the morning while she sleep, and she has a job. Plus she does braiding people's hair on the weekend.
Where does she work? What does she do?
She works at a telecommunication company.
Okay.
And I think she said she's a customer service somebody thing, but
she braids hair on the side.
Ma'am.
You say she braids hair on the side?
Yes, she does. In my back room.
All right.
And her clients come in, she give her clients snacks and stuff I don't bought for the kids, and just like she don't bought something. So I told her, you gonna have to start doing better.
All right.
And she told me.
Wait a minute, Miss Faye Foster, let me stop you really quickly.
Okay.
You said she braids hair in the home. Do you know how much money she makes roughly on average a month?
Well, I know she charges about $300 to $400 depending on the length of your hair. Mm-hmm. And she normally on the weekend do at least 3 to 4 heads.
Okay.
So I would say on an average, if we just do the lower end of it, she probably works about $1,200 on a Saturday. And sometimes she does it on Sunday, but most of the time it's on Saturday, all day Saturday.
So about $1,200 every week.
Right.
Okay. Keep going. Continue.
Yes, ma'am.
Continue.
Okay. So I told her, I said, well, you can give me some of that, to help out and on you living here and me taking care of the kids, and I'm using the gas to go take them to their soccer practice and to their football practice. And she tells me, you their grandmother, you supposed to do that.
She actually
3
told her
years
mom,
living in her mom's
you're supposed
house,
to
and
do
she
that.
still hasn't found a
when
permanent
asked
place
about
to live.
taking care of the kids.
That's not temporary.
That's one of the
That's
rudest,
permanent
most
freeloading.
entitled things I've ever heard.
Her
to
mom
raise
gave her a chance
grandkids
to get
too.
back on her feet.
Grandparents
But
aren't free
instead,
baby insurance
she's still making
and
excuses
everything
about
else.
deposits and rent.
While her daughter just,
Meanwhile,
that's not
she's earning
just
money
shameful.
from a job and a side hustle.
It's her mom
So where's
already
the
raised
savings?
her. Now she's
If she had set
expected
aside
babysitters
even a
or
fraction
second
of what her
parents.
mom spends
Her
on
mom
her
is
and those
covering
kids,
rent,
she could have
food,
moved out by
sits
now.
back,
But
and
nope,
acts like it's some
nothing.
kind of obligation.
It's honestly
downright disrespectful.
ridiculous how comfortable
to
she is
kids.
making zero effort.
That's one
Where's
of
the
the root to raise
responsibility?
her
Where's the
grandkids'
honor in
insurance
that?
and
All right.
everything else.
And I told her I ain't supposed to do a darn thing. I ain't had no twins.
Okay.
But I love my grandkids, so I hate for them to be without just because their mama is trifling.
Okay. All right. So we're going to not name call either, okay? I understand I understand your emotions are high. It's not a problem. I understand.
I'm sorry, y'all.
I understand exactly how you feel. I know what you're saying. It's plenty of grandmothers come in this court feel exactly the same way that you do. I just ask that, you just be respectful to one another.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that, you.
That's okay. Now, how old are the twins?
The twins are 10.
All right. And you said they're boys?
They're boys, 2 boys.
All right. Are they involved in any kind of extracurricular activities?
Yes, they play football and they play soccer and basketball.
All right. And does mom help out with any of that?
No. She always said, well, go ahead and pay their fees and I give it back to you. But I never give it back.
She lives in the home. Does she actually live there or does she just sleep there and she lives somewhere else?
No, she lives there. She sleeps somewhere else every night, you know. But that's why she's supposed to be paying me $400 for them to live there.
Okay.
Because she got put out of her last place. So I said, okay, you can come home, but you know, I'm on a fixed income, so if you give me $400 a month, and then she said, okay, and I think she may have paid $200 one time, and that's it.
All right. Are the children on health insurance or anything?
And then, ma'am?
Are the children on health insurance or anything?
The children, I put them in insurance because I asked her, do you have insurance on these kids? And she said, I can't afford it. So I said, well, they need insurance. They playing sports and stuff and they get sick and we don't have out of it. So I got insurance and she agreed that she would pay me back each month what I had to pay for insurance.
How much do you pay for the children only?
The children only is $275.
$275. Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to her?
I know you, and I just need her to do the right thing. I just need her to do the right thing and hope you can make her do the right thing.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I can make her. You know, I can only do what the law allows, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, let me ask you a question about the living arrangements.
Yes.
You said this was supposed to be temporary?
It was supposed to be temporary until she found her a place to stay that they can afford. But it's been 3 years and I don't think she's looking for any place.
3 years living in her mom's house. And she still hasn't found a permanent place to live.
That's not
Meanwhile,
temporary.
she's earning money from a job.
Freeloading.
If she had set aside
Her mom
even a
gave her a chance
fraction
to get
of
back
what
on
her
her
mom
feet.
spends on her
But
and her
instead,
kid, comfortable
she's still
she
making
seems
excuses
with
about
making no
deposits and
effort.
rent.
Where's the honor in
Meanwhile,
that?
she's
That's
earning
not
money from a
temporary.
job and a side
That's
hustle.
permanent freeloading.
So where's the savings?
Her mom gave her
If
a
she had
chance to
said-
get, but instead,
So not only does she
she's
dump all
making
the
excuses
responsibilities
about
on her
deposits
mom,
and rent.
but she's barely
and
even
a side
around for
hustle.
her own kids.
So why
It's
hasn't she
honestly
saved
heartbreaking.
anything?
While
She
her
could
mom
have
is at
moved out
home
by
raising
now.
those children,
It's
she's out with her
ridiculous how
friends or
Sherman's
laid up with some
and
man.
everything else.
So
While
who's
her
really
daughter
the parent
just,
here?
that's not
the
just
mother
shameful.
or the grandmother?
It's her mom
Her mom
already
didn't
raised
ask
her.
for this
Now
life,
she's
yet
expected
stuck
to be
playing
sitters
both
or
parent
second
and
parents.
provider,
Her
while her
mom
daughter
is
lives
covering
like she
rent,
doesn't have a
food,
single
sits back,
responsibility.
and acts like it's
not
some
just
kind
unfair.
of obligation.
It's a complete
Downright
betrayal of trust
disrespectful.
and family.
3 years in her mom's house.
Now here's the wild
and she
part.
still hasn't found
This
a permanent
situation had
place
to go to
live.
court.
Meanwhile,
Imagine being
she's
so
earning money from
irresponsible
a
that your
job.
own mother has to
If she
legally
had
force
set
you to take
aside
care of
even
your
a
own
fraction
kids.
of what her mom spends
And the fact
on
that
her
she's
and
still
her
trying
kid,
to
comfortable
justify
she
herself,
seems with making no
it shows
effort.
she really doesn't
Where's
believe
the
she's
honor
done
in
anything
that?
wrong.
That's not temporary.
At some
That's
point.
permanent freeloading.
Even family
Her
has
mom
limits.
gave her a chance to
You
get,
can't
but
expect your mother
instead,
to sacrifice her
she's
well-being
making
forever.
excuses about
Those
deposits
kids
and
deserve
rent
stability,
and a side
but it's
hustle.
clear they're only
So
getting it from
why
grandma,
hasn't she saved
not their
anything?
mom. If
She
she doesn't
could have
change her
moved out by
mindset
now.
soon, those
It's
kids will grow up
ridiculous how
thinking this
Sherman's
kind of behavior
and
is normal.
everything else.
And
while her
honestly,
daughter just
the court
that's
shouldn't
not
even
just
have to be
shameful.
involved.
It's her mom already
This is
raised
common
her.
sense.
Now she's
Even a
expected
fraction
to be
of what her
sitters
mom
or second
spends on
parents.
her and
Her
those
mom is covering
kids,
rent,
she could have
food,
moved out by
sits
now.
back,
But
and
nope,
acts like
nothing.
it's some kind of obligation.
It's honestly ridiculous how comfortable
Wait
she
a
is making
minute.
zero
Her
effort.
mom is also
Where's
paying
the
for the insurance for her.
responsibility?
How can she
Where's
let
the
her
honor
mom
in that?
cover 200 incest
All right.
uses?
All right.
I don't think she has looked at all. And she keeps saying, well, I don't have the money to get a place that's nice enough for me and the boys and that I can afford. And then people want a high deposit and all this kind of stuff. So, you know, I'm like, okay, you know, but I need you to help out, you know, and that's fine because you can't live nowhere else for $400.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. All right. Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to her?
Yes, Your Honor. She, you know, she's always gone.
Not only does she dump all the responsibilities on her mom, but while her mom is at home taking care of the children, really raising these kids. The grandma or this careless, stuck playing both the parent and the provider. Mom, it didn't ask for this life, yet she's also never around for her own kids. This is just heartbreaking. She's out with her friends or spending time with a man who's it's hard to believe someone could be her mom. It's beyond unfair. It's a complete betrayal of trust and family. Imagine being so irresponsible that your own mom has to legally force you to step up on anything wrong.
She doesn't attend their function because she said, you know, she got to go out with her girls and kick it, or she got to be with a man and kick it. And so, you know, I was like, you're not even trying to be a part of these kids' life. You just want to be fancy free and let somebody else take care of your kids. So,
okay.
You know,
Okay, so
it's just too much.
Can I move over to her, or is there anything else?
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Okay. Now, you have the opportunity to let me know what you want me to know, respectfully. So, I mean, what's all that about? The huffing, puffing?
Because she's lying. She's telling half-truths and sitting over there in her Christian outfit like everything she's saying is the gospel. Yes, me and my children did move in with her 3 years ago, but what she didn't say was, it's because I had a tragic divorce with my ex-husband, who her and her church members just wanted me to marry this guy because he was so churchly and good, and he ended up being the devil. And in our divorce, he wiped us clean.
Okay.
And my credit was messed up. He took all the money and he left, and he did all of that. And so it left us devastated. So my mother said that it was cool for us to come and stay with her while I get things together. And
so let me
get back on our feet.
I understand all of that, but let me ask you a question. Just to fill in the gaps, right? So is it true what she said that you're supposed to give her $400?
No, that was never an agreement.
Okay, hold on. So was there any agreement for you to give her any money to financially support your children?
She said to...
No, that was a yes or no.
Not in that way. Not in that way.
So explain the way.
So when we talked initially, before even moving in, it was, y'all just come, just take your time, get yourself together. I got you guys. I got my grandbabies, who she was very instrumental in. I want grandbabies. 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 So I'm giving you the opportunity.
So because she's instrumental in wanting grandbabies, that means that she has to take care of them too?
It doesn't mean she has to take. I'm saying she's not telling the full story how it is. It was never an agreement on a dollar amount of being able to help. It's just do what you can when you can.
So was there ever an agreement for it to be a temporary situation?
Well, yes.
You'd agree with me that 3 years is no longer temporary, right?
I would say it's no longer temporary, but in the moments where I would say, you know what, I'm gonna do what I can to see what I can to get, it was her, the one that was talking about, oh, that's not a good place for my grandbabies. You don't need to take them over there. And I worry about y'all's safety over there, and that's too far, and that'll be taking them out of their environment.
So are you, and please just stop beating on the table.
I'm sorry.
All of that is not necessary. I can assure you it's not.
Just emotional a little bit.
I understand, y'all need to calm down, all right?
I can't believe I'm even here. This is ridiculous.
Well, this is where you come when you want some relief. When you are wanting certain things to happen, you come to court to take care of it. It's unfortunate that the two of you couldn't work it out because you're mother and daughter, but this is where you come, right? So do you have any intentions of moving out and taking your children, or are you going to move out yourself and leave the children with her?
I mean, she knows what the situation is. I mean, when I was working, which she knows at this point that there was a huge layoff because of COVID, and why I started doing hair in the first place to try and make amends. So for her to sit over here talking about, oh, I got all these jobs and I got all this finance coming in at this point, it's just ridiculous. And it just shows to, just how low she'll stoop to how she behaves and how she acts.
But she letting you live for free. She's been allowing you to do it for 3 years. She pays for everything for your children. She feeds your children. She takes them to school. She pays for health insurance. She's literally doing everything. You're doing nothing.
But that's her story. I'm doing more than so. I'm doing exactly what I can. I cook, I clean, I do what the stuff she asked me to do for church.
Hold on. Cooking and cleaning for a house that you reside in, you don't get any credit for that, okay? You should do those things, right? But in terms of your children, what are you doing? Because she said she's doing it all. Everything I just named off. You have yet to dispute that.
Well, I do do stuff for their school. You're not always the one taking them to school,
Okay,
mommy. I don't even know why you in here acting like you do that.
Let's not derail this thing because you never answered my original question.
So
do you plan to move out with your children, or do you plan on moving out and allowing them to stay with her?
Well, I mean, at this point, she dragging me all in here to court. I want to go out. I want to go out and move and like find me and get me situated, and then I will be able to come back and get them and get the boys.
So the boys are going to stay with her. When are you trying to move out?
Like ASAP, because this is ridiculous. Like, I can't even believe you brought me in here with this
When you
foolishness.
say ASAP, do you mean that you're going to leave court today and go find somewhere?
No, I'm gonna have to like get on my hustle, to like try and figure out, where I'm gonna go and, what I'm gonna do and how much is that gonna take.
What are we looking at in timeline? Because we know the boys are gonna stay with her when this happens. So timeline, give me a reasonable timeline that you're talking about doing this.
Within the next 2 months, I would say.
2 months, okay. Yeah. That's exactly what I needed to know.
I ain't trying to stay where I ain't want it.
Well, I don't think that's what she's saying, ma'am. She's just saying she wants a little bit of assistance. She's not saying she's not willing to help you. That's not a fair assessment. How much money do you make a year?
At this point, probably around about 25.
25,000?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You actually make more than that because we're going to deem that braiding as income. Now, she said you make about $1,200 a week. Is that true?
That is not true.
How much do you make a week?
It just fluctuates on how my clientele does.
Well, let's just do it by average then. On a monthly basis, how much money do you say you bring in from braiding hair?
I would say monthly. Monthly, I would say $1,200.
Monthly, $1,200?
Yes, because
I don't get 3 or 4 heads.
I don't get heads. I don't get heads all the time. And some of the people she see me braid is like some of my girlfriends who, if I braid their hair, like they'll do my nails or they'll do my lashes or they'll grab my kids from school for me if I need them to. It's like we help each other out. So I'm not always getting money.
Do I look like I was born yesterday?
No.
Right. So you want me to sit here and believe that braiding hair and you're charging how much per head?
It just depends. Shorter ones, 80, longer ones, like 250.
That's not what she says. And she lives in a house
but she's not working with my clientele. And it really
So you don't tell her how much you get paid?
No, because she really huff and puff around the house. And really the only reason we here because my boyfriend Tank Daddy, who she was dating, broke up with her. And she was pissed about it. And so I didn't agree with the situation. So that's the only reason why we really here is because she mad because I didn't take her side in the situation. When grown folks gonna do what grown folks gonna do, and that ain't none of my business. But I'm the one getting the brunt from her. I'm the one that's not doing something. I'm the one that's not doing what I'm supposed to do for my kids. So now it's an issue with my kids because her and my boyfriend's dad ain't in the right spot. And just because I didn't take her side. It wasn't no side to take. It ain't none of my business.
All right. And you know what? That's none of my business too, but let me tell you what is my business. I have your gross calculated at $3,283. That $1,200 that you just testified to, I'm deeming that as income in addition to what you make monthly. So that's how I got to that number, $3,283. That brings your net to $2,798. Let me see. Let me make sure I'm looking at the right number. Yes, $2,798.18. Do you have any other children outside of the 2 boys?
No, I do not.
Okay, and you're also going to pay for health insurance reimbursement to your mom. So monthly child support comes out to $699. Was $670. We're going to round it up. Plus, you have to do a reimbursement. Let me just make sure I don't go over the legal amount because it can't be over 3%. So $2,798.18 times 3%. So your health insurance reimbursement to mom, although you pay $275, according to the law, it can't be, the health insurance amount that she reimburses you cannot be more than 3%. So that caps at about $84. So 670 plus $84 is $754. That's how much you'll pay your mom a month.
$700.
$754, exactly.
Your breakup.
No, because you need to pay for your own children, ma'am. Excuse me, I'm speaking. It's $754. It's what's in the best interest of the children. These are your children, not your mother's children. These are her grandchildren. And I went ahead and ordered that you pay child support because based on your testimony, you'll be moving out in a couple of months anyway.